This video has been sponsored by Squarespace. Behind me is my Aston Martin V8 Vantage, and whilst it's been the best car I have ever owned, I cannot sell it for love nor money. You may remember from the last time you've seen it, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, where I put the video up saying that this car, along with all of my other ones, is for sale. But as beautiful as this car is, there is a few very good reasons why this will never sell. I say a few, in reality it's quite a lot. Now, if you don't know the story with this car, I bought it in summer last year from a salvage auction website after it had been crashed, and then proceeded to repair it, modernise it and customise it with this V12 Vantage body kit. That's why it looks like a V12 Vantage, but it's actually a 4.3 V8. Then after that, I've simply been using and enjoying the car for exactly what it was built for. I've not only daily drove it, but also did a 2,500 mile road trip around Italy where it performed absolutely faultlessly. Then in the icy cold weather of December, we had the first issue with the car, and it's a big one, but it's to be expected at the 30,000 mile marker, which this car has just hit. We went through a clutch. It started slipping and causing all sorts of problems, so I had to get that fixed. But that is now fixed. The car drives absolutely fine again, but there's nothing more that I can do with the car in terms of filming on it, so unfortunately it's got to go. But as it sits, this car is nowhere near perfect, and I need to get the most money I can for this car to not only recuperate my losses a bit, but also take that money and move it forward into a future project. And by that, I don't mean that the car's terrible or that it's going to be falling to bits, but there's just quite a few jobs that I've put off doing because I didn't really want to see the car go. So in this video, we're going to be getting through all of the little niggly bits to get this car ready to sell. I'm going to give you guys some pointers on how to get more money for your car when you come to sell it, and then also talk about what happens next. And then finally, I've got some big news for you at the end. And the first thing that we're going to be sorting is this floppy armrest. While it didn't really bother me, you can't sell an Aston Martin with bits that are basically falling off. And the reason why this is like this is because at the auction place, I think they were trying to find the battery just to try and get the car started, and they'd obviously pulled this up and not put it back down properly. So all I've got to do, take it out, put it back in, and that should be sorted. This is about as easy as jobs get. I don't know why I put it off. There was just 6 Phillip head screws that hold this metal bar in. That little thing comes out, put it back in, job's a good one. And while we're on the interior, we'll have a quick look at this bolster, because while it's not bad, I want to try and make it look as best as it possibly can to help me get more money for the car. Worn leather is just a telltale sign of a car being old and slightly neglected, so a quick clean up of the leather followed by some new dye to recolour that area and give it a much more uniform look just completely transforms it. And it was that and invisible repair that I went round some other areas on the car which had got a little bit worn too, and it was a night and day difference on that interior. And it had done that good a job that it made the rest of the interior look tired. So I went around all of the dashboard area and all the rest of the seats with a leather cleaner, followed by a good thorough hoover out, which just made sure that the interior was looking the best it possibly could. That is looking so much better, but I know what you're thinking, Chris, how do you know where to find all the parts for these cars? Well, it's quite simple really, I just use the internet, but if you're not on the internet in this day and age to help grow your business, you're well and truly missing out. So you need to go and build yourself a website using Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to help you build and run your own website, and even has tools to help you with e-commerce or selling items online. Just like this, for example, if you were selling Aston Martin parts, this would be the ideal way to get your products sold quickly. Squarespace is super user-friendly and even has tools to help you get the most out of your website. This includes things such as search engine optimization to help you get found on Google, and also marketing tools to help you contact your customers in the right way. It is so easy to use, even a rookie like me can do it, so go and help yourself get the most out of your business and go and build a website today. So when you go to build your first website using Squarespace, make sure you use discount code CHRISSLIX or the link in the description to save yourself 10% off your first website or domain. But for now, thank you Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. So the next thing is another one of those things which well, it never bothered me to be honest with you because I couldn't see it, and it's an under tray, but I don't feel like I can sell the car with missing pieces, so we best get this on there. Yes. Good one. Thank you. There is also some differences because we've fitted the V12 Vantage kit. I need a V12 Vantage under tray, but my car didn't come with an under tray at all, but I've had to buy a V12 one, which is obviously more expensive, so I feel great about that. Do you reckon a razor blade can cut through cardboard?
Yes.
Look at the trim! Woo! That is a snazzy undertrain there. Do you know what that does?
Absolutely nothing.
This gives you DRS. Well, apparently Marvin Gaye only did one song and it's called Let's Get It On. For all the haters, there is an axle stand under there, so you can chill your beans. But let's make this fit. Doesn't that look so much better?
It looks absolutely fantastic, Chris.
Thank you.
Think of all the fuel you're going to save now.
I know.
Aerodynamics.
I wish I did this for the road trip, to be honest.
You'd have saved about 30p.
I know. But you know what? You live and learn, don't you? Oh, you Jesus. Fit it. There is the under tray. Finally on. It's been a long time that I've been meaning to do that, and I'm glad that I finally have, because it's just these little finishing touches that make the big difference. And although they didn't necessarily bother me, they're definitely going to bother someone who's potentially interested in buying this car. Right, next up is this. You might be thinking, Chris, what the hell is that you've got in your hand? Well, let me show you. So you'll notice on this screen here, it says alarm system service required. Where is it? There it is. And this brings up a really annoying light on the dash the whole time you're driving that does not go off, and it definitely needs sorting before I let go of the car. Essentially, in the rear wheel arch liner, there is this alarm sound which has a battery in it, and when that battery goes flat, that brings that warning light on the dash. So I'm hoping just by fitting a new one, which I've had to buy from Aston Martin, which was about 250 quid, that should get rid of that light. This was a super easy part to get to. All I had to do was whiz the wheel off and just drop down the wheel arch lining, and there was a couple of 10mm which held it in place, along with an electrical connector, so as soon as that was whipped off, it was plugging the new one in, reconnecting it all, and it was good to go. Why this silly little box has to bring up a warning light on the dash, I do not know, but it's sorted now. Right, moment of truth. Let's see if it's worked. It may not have fixed it straight away. I think it's quite normal when you do this that the light doesn't go off straight away. You might have to leave it locked overnight and come back to it for it to like reset or something, but we shall find out. What have we got? System check. Yep. Driver's door open. Yes, sorted. No more warning lights for the alarm systems. There's another thing ticked off the list, but I think I'm making this car a little bit too good. It's making me not want to get rid of it even more than I already don't want to get rid of it. Now there is a couple more bits which I want to do to the Aston before it goes. Let me show you quickly. Come around this way. So inside the door shuts, or the door sill, there's a badge which should go here, and that annoyingly got nicked at the auction site, and I've never bothered replacing it, but that does need to be fitted because you open the door and the interior sort of looks a bit incomplete, so that definitely needs sorting. And also as well, the bonnet poppers for the front, this doesn't open when you pull the lever. You need someone pulling on the bonnet to be able to release it with the lever, so it's a two-man job to open the bonnet. So I've ordered those bits from Aston and they're not quite here yet, but I'll have to do those before the car goes. And like I just said, before the car goes, it is actually sold now. The car is no longer for sale. I've took a deposit on it, and its new owner is ready and waiting for it as soon as these final bits are done. And I know I've made this clear already, but I am very, very sad about that. This car has almost become a member of the family, and we've got so many memories with it, and it truly is special. It even went with me to my brother's wedding, and that's something that I can never do again, and this car is going to stay in my memories as being the car that I did that in, so you can see why I'm sort of attached to it. And not only that, this is the car which we did the trip around Europe in, through France, Italy, Switzerland and all that, and they're going to be memories that stay with me forever. And some of you may know that I advertised it for £28,000. I didn't quite get that for it. I got 27, which I think I'm reasonably happy with. I would have liked that a little bit more just to cover the mass loss that I've made on the car, including the cost of the clutch and the body kit, but you do have to realise that a category car, you're not always going to get the top money for it, and you know, not everyone wants a modified wrapped car, so I think I've done alright there, and I hope the new owner is as happy with it as I've been owning it too. But if you are looking at buying a Vantage, I definitely would recommend it. I've loved owning it, and it has been truly special. So now the question is, what happens next? What do I do with the money that we've got from the Aston? Do I make a more sensible decision and maybe put it somewhere where it could earn me some more money? Do I put it into my house and renovate that a bit? Or do I put it into another project? Well, I'm not one to make sensible decisions, so we know there's another car coming, but the question is, what's it going to be? Because it's got to fill the boots and do more than what the Aston Martin did. So it's got to feel special, it's got to be loud, have an exotic engine, and be cheap. So it's not an easy list of things to tick all the boxes for. I would love to be able to keep a prestige brand in the fleet because I want something which I can take somewhere, like I said a million times, that feels special, that feels an occasion when you drive it. So something like an Aston Martin, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, all those sorts of things, those names are exciting, and I really would like something like that to replace it, but finding one that's a nice car that's going to be usable and not cost a fortune to repair is going to be tricky. So I might need yours guys' help in finding me a car, because as soon as this goes, I'm going to need to get something pretty quick to keep getting videos out, to keep you guys entertained, and to keep me sane. So if you do find anything, let me know on my Instagram, which is just here, and send me a message with a link to a car which you'd like to see on the channel to replace the Aston Martin. But I have felt truly privileged to be able to own and drive a car like this, even if it was for a fraction of the price of what it should have cost. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching the build of the Aston 2 and are excited for what comes next. And if you are, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit a like on the video while you're there, and I'll catch you next time.